Hey Joe, I don't know, not sure if you're hearing us. Not sure if I don't think we can hear you. Um, but looks like no, I'm turning on the audio see if we can. I'll set up my local recording as well. So either way, whether people can't hear us on stream, they can right now. I don't know. Capacity here. Oh, do you hear us? We hear you, Joe. I hear a little bit of echo. Do you hear that, Carlos? Oh wait. How long do we have? Said in 10 minutes, 8 minutes ago. I don't think he can hear us. But the stream, if I think we're on stream, possibly if the stream is working. So just know we're live. I'm also recording this.
Yep.
We can do like introduction maybe once the actual game starts. We can. I don't know if we're live. We can just. Hello there. Okay, we are live. I just confirmed. I pulled up the stream on my phone. We are live. There's like a 30-second delay or so. Nothing too crazy. But they do hear. They're also hearing Joe with all the store noise. So let's probably not talk much. So All right, folks. Hey, this is Alex Krez here, joined by Carlos. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Carlos Apodaca.
Yeah, glad to have you here, Carlos. Is your VOD Ninja stream working? Are you seeing them shuffling up a little bit?
No, my VOD Ninja is not, but
Try refreshing. If it doesn't work, I can always stream it on Discord for you to watch on my screen too. Try to refresh the link. Wait, I sent you the wrong one. I sent the wrong one. Hold on a second. They're just shuffling up, folks. We got some time here. I believe you are live. So let me go ahead and share this link. Here we go. Yeah, I think I shared the wrong one. I'm putting it in the table chat. Yeah, I did. This one should work. You should see a Reverend Matt with we got a Grand Admiral Thrawn yellow against a Gar Nabat Village. Ooh,
perfect.
spicy.
Yep, I see everything.
Great. I'll do a quick audio test. Make sure we're good on YouTube. Yep. All right. I just made sure we're heard because I will fill in everyone with what happened. We did it. We tried to set this up earlier, and I did commentary over an entire match, and then found out afterwards the stream had died and it was not recorded, and so I just yapped into the void. But looks like we got some table audio. Let me see if I can turn that down somehow. I'm not sure if I can. Can I? Oh wait, who's in? Let's see. Just messaging Joe. I don't know if he's playing yet. This is so actually I'll fill this in. This is top 4 of a store showdown in Wisconsin. I believe in Platteville. I should probably know for 100% sure where it is. Let me verify that. Let's see.
Yeah, this should be an interesting one. Typically, Legacy Run deals damage and Gar's shields would stop all the power plays from Thrawn, but a double trigger is going to get through all those shields, right? Because you can use the first Legacy Run, pop all shields, second Legacy Run, kill all units.
Yeah, that's a great point. Legacy Run is an MVP card for Thrawn Yellow, and but like I said, it's a natural counter with the Gar shield. So, but then, what do you think about the Nabat Village choice there, Carlos? What do you think Gar is looking for with that base? And you can maybe, do you
It's
remember what it does? I actually never played it myself.
it's basically letting you draw extra cards and filter your hand a little bit. Most Gars are using it to start off with a Krennic and a 1-drop, which is probably what Evan's going to be looking for here. If you can go wide, put out either an Owen or a Greedo, it's going to shut down Power of the Dark Side. Which means he'll still have you on board, can still pressure base.
Yes, no, that's exactly correct. I 100% agree. Um, Looks like I'm just also setting up I got the Melee link now. So this is the semifinals of how many players do we have here? 8-player showdown. So um, they are. I think this is Joe. Oh, it's Evan versus I'm not sure his name. Darth Fresh. I'm seeing. Is Evan? Is that what you got, Carlos? Sorry, folks. It's a little bit. We're noobs when it comes to commentary and live streams. This is our first one, so we're working out the kinks.
On the stream, it has it as Evan versus Zach.
Oh, great. You're right. There is a live stream.
Does not
Uh,
look like Force, though, right? That's just the shiny 30.
I think you're right. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So they're still shuffling up, so we haven't started yet, right? So we got time. Um, all right. I guess confirm with Joe. They muted the table audio, so we're not picking up the players, so we don't have to worry about like talking over the players or vice versa. Which I think is also ideal. I know when I'm playing on stream, like I do not like having a live mic. I don't know. How do you think, Carlos? Like, do you? How do you?
Well, it depends. Sometimes it just makes more things to be nervous about, right? You don't want to accidentally say something, or even when you misspeak, miscommunications, it gets all dicey.
Exactly. It looks like Zach is Darth Fresh on Melee. Is the only undefeated from the first 3 rounds of Swiss, 3-0. He's playing Evan Fitzgerald on I guess I'm not sure which deck is which. Actually, do you know? Oh wait, sorry. Evan's on Gar, Zach's on Thrawn. And then in the other semifinal, we've got Joe, who's running the stream on Hanford Tarkentown versus Jack, which I believe is Evan's son. I believe if it's the same Fitzgeralds I've met at local tournaments, then we might have a all Fitzgerald final. Are we going to? Let's find out.
Yeah, I wonder what Jack's on. I know he was on Tal's and Red for a while, but he might have switched off.
Ooh, yeah, a lot of Talisman players have switched off, right? So, which I don't think is necessarily the right call. I mean, not that it's a bad call, but I think Talisman is not as bad as maybe some people think.
Alright, looks like they've cut decks and are getting into it. I don't
Yes.
know if this is a hard control style of Thrawn or if it's much more unit-based, getting more focused. CG Notion's Patrol Fighter in his hand, so I'm expecting a lot more ground presence, which will make it harder for
Mm,
Gar to push this damage.
definitely. You know what? Let's do a quick double introduction just for the YouTube now, because we can cut it here. Hey folks, this is Alex Kress here for some commentary over the semifinal of a local store showdown. And I got here someone join me, Carlos.
Well, I'm Carlos Apodaca. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, all right. We're ripping and rolling here. We got Thrawn Yellow on one side, a nice showcase there on out the Revan mat against Gar Nabat Village. And we talked a little bit earlier about Nabat Village, so we got two pretty good starts for these players, I'd say. Both have a 2/2 shielded. Which side would you rather be on at this point, Carlos? Without knowing their hands, of course. Which matchup are you liking more?
Well, Gar didn't get their double start. They didn't see Krennic, and they just got hit by a Power of the Dark Side, it looks
Ooh.
like. Gar being
Yep.
inherently slower than Sabine does not have as much burst damage. But there we go. That's the answer he's looking
Ooh.
for right here.
That's the Lurking Type Phantom, folks. The 2/2 space unit with Raid 2, but also has a very unique ability that many players I'm sure know, where it cannot be damaged, captured, or defeated. I think it's all three of those by enemy card abilities. So that's exactly why I think I would wager Gar's running that Nabat Village because they want to see that card on turn 2 every single game.
Yeah, it does look like Thrawn has a Geonosius Patrol Fighter. I imagine he's going to try and slam it down to deal with this, but he's
Oh,
not going to do that anymore now that it's been buffed by the
oh,
TIE Advance.
is Geonosian 3 attack or 3 cost?
It's a 5 cost exploit 2, and it's a 3/2.
That bounces by cost or by the power of the unit is I
I
can't
believe it
remember.
bounces cost 3 or less.
So it could still bounce that Phantom. So I am surprised. I guess he would have to sacrifice his Krennic to be able to pay for it. Maybe he wants to keep that Krennic around because that's a great card, giving a 1 cost discount to the first win defeat ability, the first card with win defeat ability that you play each round. Which, for those who aren't familiar, Thrawn leader ability is all about doubling the win defeated effects, and there we do see it.
Oh, interesting.
Looks like he
Sneak into.
sneak attack. Yeah, what does that do?
He's just trying to bring it in ready. He's going to try and clear this entire board here.
Wow. Well, I think it's a great play by Thrawn. Like that's exactly counters what Gar's like initial strategy was, is wanting to beat him down first. And of course, yeah, it's a card that sees some play, but it's definitely not one of the staples that every player knows. So I don't blame, giving a second read. I always actually have a habit of like even if I ever make game, if I'm playing a leader I don't, haven't seen all the time, I'll reread it just to like, make sure I don't have anything in my head wrong. Because I think it's easy during a long tournament to like get, you make those kind of simple mistakes. So
Interesting. Thrawn's trying to race here, not taking out the TIE Advanced. Just pushing the pressure.
yeah. I just realized I'm like fidgeting in my chair and I forgot I'm recording my face camera. Hey everyone. All right, so yeah, he's going to base. I think it's a little bit of a questionable play, but we'll see. So I guess Nabat Village is only 27 HP, so I shouldn't be quick to judge. This race is on. Let's see what happens. Oh, there goes.
Interesting. Not opting to play out the Phantom first, which means Power of the Dark Side will be online.
Yeah, that is interesting. I guess maybe he doesn't like his hand, wants the filtering, is afraid of another Geonosian fighter. Like
Could also be
Because
no glory. He's trying to bait out the resources, then slam the Phantom.
because yeah, I mentioned that the Phantom is specifically calls out enemy card abilities. With an glory only results event, you can pay 5 to take control of a unit and then defeat it. So it's the kind of that specific counter to that wording on the Lurker type Phantom. And here's another power dark side. So pretty quick choice there, I would say.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what the other card is in his hand. I see a Vigilance, which will be huge in the race. And
Oof.
not too many good upgrades in Gar's hand, but a lot of units able to go
Oh,
wide here.
yeah, that's I don't know about this race anymore for Thrawn because that's the item pilot really sped things up for Gar, and so that's a card that I think is great in that deck. 'Cause not only is it an upgrade and activates Gar's ability to give +1 to each upgraded unit, it also gives a shield token which blocks the next source of damage to that unit, so there's no direct damage taking that guy out right now.
Yep,
Oh,
but here we
except
go.
for yep, merciless
And this is why not
contest.
playing that Phantom down might have been a risky play. You really just have to turn off all
Mm,
this removal.
I agree with that. I can totally understand the not to do it because you want to protect it as much as possible, but and here it goes. Now that there's the 5 resources can't be played or no
Yep,
longer this turn, it's safer definitely to drop it.
especially with 3 resources up, it's usually floating another Power of the Dark Side, so now Thrawn's not going to have much to play here.
Oh, and so yeah, I think Thrawn does realize that the race is not in their favor, and they need to start trading board. All right, I think I'm favoring the Gar player right now. I do not think it's over, but there's still 16 HP with a ready Gar Saxon leader unit, but
And a single
I'm,
pump or any upgrade is going to change that drastically here.
I think is Garth is that 3 up still? Yeah, looks like it.
Yep, looks like he's opting to just push base and drop a second unit here.
Oh, great unit. Shinhadi. The
And a
3
1
cost, 4/2 shielded. That's actually, so excuse me, 5/2 shielded because due to Garsax's leader ability. So that's swinging. How much is quick math here? We got 13 damage on board. So that is lethal presented on board. So Thrawn's got to do something here.
Yep, we'll see. We do know they have the Vigilance in hand, and that shield will not protect from it. But we
That is a
don't know if
great
that's going to be
point.
enough because Phantom's going to stay online, and Gar's going to get a swing off here.
And yep, he's going for it. It's a 9 total damage swing. Net difference, right? Healing 5 and saving 4, or saving 5 is 10 damage swing. Excuse me. Math is hard, folks. So this is the start of what he needs, though. Like maybe, and then Thrawn is starting to take out the trade leaders, so that's what takes some damage off the board. Not necessarily this round, but future damage. Um, and let us see what we got here. Oh, there's a smuggle. There's gonna be a hot shot blaster. That it is. That
Should be
is
7 damage to base.
7 damage in one swing. That's and with that really difficult to remove Lurking Type Phantom. One of my favorite cards I'd love to see right now on Thrawn's side is Entrenched.
I think he only has 1 resource up. I don't think there's much he can do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is he going to base? Oh no, Thrawn then traded in. Okay.
And a snapshot of the Phantom's about to hurt, though.
Ooh, because that would push it to a 6 attack, correct? Oh, wrong
Oh,
card.
there we go.
Yep. 6 attack. Now it's check for Thrawn. Do they have an answer? Or are we going to a game 2?
Yep, they're just going to have to claim, and now they have to deal with both these units, both presenting lethal. Does not look like he had anything. And that's why the Phantom is just huge in this matchup.
Yep, we're going to game 2, folks. All right. So, yeah, walk me through, Carlos, with each of these decks, what are kind of some things you might expect in the sideboard, or if you can see what they're sideboarding, yeah, what are you thinking about here?
Well, it looks like Evan has a couple toys that might come in, but it's mainly just more ways to push damage. He's trying to get under this Thrawn. The longer the game goes, the more removal, the more options they have to stabilize. And for Thrawn, the first card I'm looking for is what do I have that gets rid of Lurking TIE Phantom? Like anything that can deal with
Mm.
space, anything to entrench it. Any upgrade hate also can be huge if they try to go tall on units. like just not getting chewed out by the TIE Phantom, which is going to be Car's best play after going wide.
Yeah, I agree. I was sending the link out a little bit. We get some great Star Wars Unlimited play here. Let's maybe get this out to a wider audience. I don't know about you, but if I'm not playing Star Wars on a Saturday afternoon, I want to be watching Star Wars. So they're shuffling up. We can take a quick break, a quick water break, I think.
Yep, players just sideboarding, making their final touches. So now if I'm Thrawn here, I think my start that I'm looking for is probably an Inferno 4 if he has it. Like any early space body to just basically say if you drop this TIE Phantom, it's gonna die.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think that's the key card in this matchup for Gar is to get that really hard to interact with unit and start pushing damage. And that's one of the best cards in the game, I think, for a reason. So I would think I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that almost the entire Guard deck is built around that card, besides the leader, of course.
Yep, so he's mainly looking at his opening hand is either Lurking TIE Phantom or just the Krennic double start. If you can go Krennic into Greedo, it's going to be very difficult for Thrawn to deal with everything. But we'll see. There might also be some more Space Sentinels, the new 3/3 for 3. It's a huge inclusion in these blue villainy decks as well.
Yes. No, that's one of my favorite cards for sure. All right, we're getting set up here, resourcing on one side. Oh yeah, in the Bot Village. Do you even remember exactly the process? I've never played that card. Do you mind explaining how that works?
So I think the bot looks like you draw 9 cards and then you place 3 on the bottom. So you just get a lot more options in your start. You can be a little more flexible, choose the best start, and basically just
But
filter your hand quite a bit.
but crucially, there's no mulligan, right? It just takes away your option to mulligan.
Correct, yep. And that is tough when you're looking for a specific start. If you do not see the Krennic in the Nabat, you don't get a second chance. If you don't see it turn 1, there's not much you can do. But it does look like Evan has quite a few options here. I'm seeing a Crafty Smuggler, it looks like. And an Inferno 4 as well. Not sure which ones he's putting down.
All right. So, how are you feeling now at the start of this game? Which side do you want to be on? I'll
Based
ask you
on
the same
Evan's
question.
hand, it's not much better. And here we go. We've got another 2/3 ship in space. This one's going to heal and has a double trigger to heal for essentially 4.
Ooh, yep. And there goes the nicest for warrior. The 2-cost 2/2 that draws a card. 2 cards if you have the Throne Leader active. But once again, we see the Shinhadi this time early on, which I think is actually better than Lurking TIE Phantom, which I believe is that Phantom in Zach's hand at the top there, or bottom rather for the stream. Yeah, he's got one, but that 2/2 base health and power for that Phantom is not going to cut it against that 2/3 TIE Fighter.
Yep, if you can get a snapshot to clear this space and make a window to where you can drop a TIE Phantom, it'll feel a lot better.
Hmm.
But then you're not pushing base, you're giving Thrawn this double trigger to heal, and they're on the initiative so they can still slam a removal. Here we go.
Ooh.
Thrawn just dropping a big Sentinel, or even not a big Sentinel, excuse me, just 3/3. But still saving damage.
Okay.
It'll mean the shield's gonna get popped, and Night Sister Warrior's gonna trade cleanly into Shin.
Yes, no, that's exactly what Thrawn needs. Like, I think it's not. It's easy to say that Thrawn's the most favorite deck in the long run. So I think just trying to slow this down, delay, stall is all Thrawn needs to do. But let's see here what Gar has its turn. Gar has all 4 resources up. 2 ready units, 1 ground, 1 space. A 5/2 Shin Hati that's facing down a 3/3 Sentinel, and then in space that Infernal 4 2/3 space unit. We do. Oh, you called it, Carlos. He plays the hot shot with lets a 1/1/1 upgrade, which lets him attack immediately after playing it, which is a great action economy card and overall buff because it's actually a +2/+1 effectively with the Gar Saxon's leader ability. So that takes out the TIE Fighter, which does heal the base, but I think at this point controlling space is what Gar needed to do.
Yep, I do think Thrawn is just gonna start pushing base, grab the initiative, but oh no, he's
Hmm.
just gonna slap the shield off.
Draw a bunch of cards. He didn't have enough damage on base for a double trigger of the TIE Fighters when defeated, but I think Thrawn loves seeing more cards because he needs to draw his answer to that card that just got played down, that lurking TIE Phantom.
Yep, here we go. Massive trade fest, but now Gar's coming out pretty ahead on this board states. Power of the Dark Side won't be able to do much, so Thrawn's looking for most likely no glory. Here's the card they want to see.
Hmm. Yeah, it's now the 5 resource turn, so that would be exactly. But I think Thrawn has drawn quite a few cards. I see a lot of a lot of cards in his hand right there. At
Because
least 5.
even the Legacy run, I don't believe is going to be able to damage that lurking tie. So if he tries to slam it,
Mm,
he can try to swing
yeah.
into it, but Evan can always just trade that Inferno 4 and then drop his 5 resources to go wide again.
Oh, what's that? 5 resources. Legacy run. What up,
Yep, so it
Brian?
looks
I pulled up the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, what does that legacy run card do? Maybe everyone knows by now, but I feel like it's always good in case someone's just listening or is not as new to the game.
yeah, it's gonna be one of the more flashy cards from this recent set. It's a 5 cost, 3/3, 1 defeated, deal 6 damage to units, and obviously Thrawn's gonna double that trigger, so suddenly doing 5 resources, deal 12 damage, divide it as you wish, which is a lot
That
more than a barrage can do, but it is a lot. And
exactly
I
because
have
yeah.
Commandeer in hand also is a line that Evan can look at. So he has the option of either kill the legacy run here and then drop his hand, or he's just gonna try steal the legacy run, push damage, bounce it back to hand, effectively blanking Thrawn's entire turn.
Yeah, that'd be brutal right now. Let's see what Gar's got.
Oh, interesting. He's just gonna buff the tie.
Oh, because now the 3/3 legacy run cannot trade into the. What is the stats on that now? A 4/5 with a raid 2 lurking TIE Phantom.
Yep, and it looks like it's the Boba Fett, which I believe does 1 damage when played, 2 damage if it's on a transport.
That is, I think, a great play because that really threatens a lot. That damage potential with these pilot cards, as we know for 2 sets now, does escalate things.
Yep, does look like Thrawn's gonna be able to trigger this legacy run, but it's not gonna be able to deal with that TIE Phantom now that it's out of range.
Right. Yeah. That's gonna be able to clear. Able to clear the other 2 units though, right? Pretty easily, so you can trade in and pop the shield of the defender. But yeah, it's not able to touch the was swinging for 6 attack, the TIE Phantom there.
Yep, the question is, does he want to try and wait and save it for when Gar comes out? Oh no, he's actually dropping a Chimera, which is going to be huge. Which means he's not going to have to defeat it to trigger the one defeated. And yep, here he is realizing that Legacy Run is not going to be able to deal with that Lurking Tie.
I love that prestige art though. Oh, well, it's still a great play, but
Yeah,
I
the Soul
think this
Surge.
play, yeah, but he gets to won't put it to kill both the units is the problem, right?
Well, he's going to be able to trigger it again and just overkill that defender.
Oh, I was see. I'm clearly not a Thrawn player if I'm forgetting about the double trigger legacy run. How dare I? I know Riley, local shout out to Riley, our local Thrawn player who would be yeah, he knows this deck. I personally do not plan against it. I don't know about you, but that legacy run combo is so cool.
Yeah, it can be nasty if you can't deal with it. But now the issue becomes Legacy Run can't clear this TIE Phantom. I believe the Chimera should be able to, right?
That's a
Maybe.
5/6 space unit, so that would pretty cleanly trade into the 4/5 Phantom.
I
Unless
believe
there's some way
Commandeer
to
might be the answer that Evan's going to
no, is that Commandeer in his hand?
Is it?
I couldn't tell. Did you see it for sure? That'd be awesome. He just tapped. I thought that was 5 resources. That would be Commandeer's cost. The 5 cost event. It lets you take control of a vehicle unit without a pilot upgrade and ready it, I believe. And then the end of the round, your opponent it goes back to their hand. So it's just like a brutal, like even better change of a heart. And there it is,
Oh,
Commandeer of the
interesting.
Legacy Run. They are the Legacy Run now. They are the captain now. And showing the card. Not many people have played that card, I'm sure. I'm testing it out for set 6, and yeah, this is bad news bears for Thrawn right now because that legacy run can just trade into the Chimera and then clear the board. Oof.
You can also start damaging the leader once Thrawn flips.
Yep, I think you take the 6 to base first. I'd agree with that. Or is it 8 to base? Excuse me, because it's upgraded.
Oh, it looks like the puck went off, but just a quick
Uh,
reset.
It should still be there. I think we always can go back on stream if need be. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Caniac in the chat. Yes, that Commandeer play is awesome. Not from the point of view of Thrawn, clearly, but as for an objective, I love seeing cards in play that you don't see as often. And as a player who doesn't do much spice, because my spice is very, what's the analogy? It'd be, very sour spice. It's not savory spice. So I usually go with
They're
what,
calling salt spice, but
Oh, exactly. So it looks like we're just discussing here. I think maybe are we discussing? It looks like Thrawn swung the base.
could just be Evan
Oh,
deciding what he wants to swing into because that Chimera does have a when defeated, he will get 4 ties, which
that yeah,
would be able to take out the TIE Phantom unless Evan takes out Thrawn, then sacks the Legacy
yeah.
or everything. Which does seem like that's what he's going for.
Oh, I think he's talking about the ordering of the triggers, like whether they can kill. Well, I guess like he's trying to always go to choose the damage. It doesn't matter actually if the ties come out first. I think when the active player would choose the order in this case, so Zach could choose for um Chimera's when if he did trigger first, and then Legacy Run. Is that right?
I'm not too sure. It looks like he's just going to try clear board, protect that car for as long as possible.
Yep. Yeah, and these ties are even all 4 of them are not going to trade into this TIE Phantom, which is swinging for again 7. So that's where if I'm the guard player, I might just go base there, put him in 22, and threaten 2 action lethal. But I don't think there's a wrong choice here. You might have a pump, we don't know about. Like a surprise strike is going to be 10 to base 1 action, or a hotshot blaster is 7 base with on Gar. So I think it's gonna be a tough hole to climb out of for Thrawn here.
Oh, definitely. It looks like because Thrawn was defeated, it's only 2 ties, which will not be able to clear that Phantom once again, which is going to just sit there on board. And I believe Thrawn had a Vigilance, which will buy a turn, but it's still not answering that question of how do I get this TIE Phantom off board?
Exactly. That's a hard card. Again, Entrenched, I think, would be my favorite answer
Oh,
to
there
this.
we go.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay, okay.
No Glory will take control of the TIE Phantom, meaning it is no longer an enemy card effect, so it can be defeated.
Exactly. That's exactly what Thrawn needs. Unfortunately, they only have is that 2 resources remaining to deal with whatever. Yeah, and the 7 attack swing with Gar and the hotshot blaster, putting Thrawn in check here. To borrow a chess term that I know many people use, because yeah, I think if Force a claim from Thrawn, which now gets to flood the board, it's a 5 attack unit. It's also threatening checkmate,
Yep, so
and this
Thrawn's
would be
both of these. Super
looks
Laser
like he
Blast, ideally.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's 8 resource turn. It's exactly what Thrawn needs. Does he have it? I don't think anything else gets him out of this. I guess a big Sentinel, like another of the. Oh, let's see what he's got. Tapping 6. Another Vigilance. Okay, that kills and delays. Yeah, I forgot about that. That would. Oh wait, but he's still. No, yeah. He's still alive. Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat right now, folks. I don't know. This is looking down to the wire here.
Interesting ops to defeat the shit hot to you.
Wasn't it? Is it non-leader unit or is this any unit with 3 health or less?
Well, whenever control
Actually,
players
not.
use it against me, I would assume it's any unit with 3.
I'd have to double check that card. I'm sure someone in the chat knows it's a very common card that neither of us happen to have played very much of. But yep, you take the 7 in the base. I think that's just the right call. Like sometimes you just don't overthink it and you just swing. And here, a lot of these units are threatening lethal. Now he's got 2 units threatening lethal. I saw a Greedo in hand there. That's also threatening lethal. So the question is, does Thrawn have Super Laser Blast, and is Gar going to play around it? I think this is great. Okay, could be threatening lethal with another like hot shot. No, what's it called? Not hot shot, but the snapshot reflexes. So.
Yep, and importantly, it was not a TIE Phantom
Oh,
win.
there's the handshake. That's a 2-0 win for Zach on Guard Nabat Village, folks, against Evan on. Oh, sorry, I got the names mixed up. I apologize. That was Evan's Guard Nabat Village taking 2-0 over Zach's Thrawn Yellow, which. Yeah, it's I think a tough match for Thrawn. I would say I definitely like we said in the beginning, favor Gar in this one. Um, Yeah, still great run for Zach here. I think he was only undefeated in the first 3 rounds of Swiss, so he would taking home some promos for sure.
Yep, and it really does just come down to Lurking TIE Phantom is just a control killer if they cannot answer it quickly.
Exactly. That's I think a summary of the game. The juiced up Darking TIE Phantom doing some work. Ever since I still remember ever since it was spoiled, it's been that was a doomsday control card. Maybe not as bad as some other people suspected at times. Times worse than others. But yeah, we see some of the prizing there. Got those I think they're pretty sweet myself. The Grand Inquisitor promo cards for the Social Showdowns in set 5. So looks like we
Yep.
still. I'm not sure the status of the other game. Let me go ahead, refresh the melee. Let's see if they're reporting the semis here. It looks like it's still ongoing between Evan and I forgot the player of the other. Oh no, sorry. This game was the last one that's still going. Yes. Okay, so we have our finals matchup. We have should be probably against set up then, I would assume. We have Joe, Unit Monster, on Han 4, Pilot Han Tarkentown, to play against this Gar Nabat Village. So, folks, you're buckling in for an aggro matchup that is going to be over quick. I'll tell you that. This is no, I didn't date about mirror match. Blinking, you're going to miss it. So stay tuned. And I will take myself a water break while we wait for the setup of the next round.
Yep, we will
And
be back
then
once everything's all set up. All right, looks like they're shuffling up. We're about to get into it.
Oh, I apologize. I was on mute. Rookie commentator move here, but hey, folks, anyone who's just joining us, I'm Alex Krez here with Carlos. We're watching the finals of a local store showdown at the Deals and Dragons in Platteville, Wisconsin. We've got Joe piloting, pun intended, Han for Tarkentown against, I believe, Evan on his guard and a bot. And what do you think about this matchup, Carlos?
It's going to be really weird because Han doesn't able to use his Tarkentown much in this matchup. He will be down 2 HP, but that Sanctuary Shuttle will put him far ahead if he's able to get that double 1-drop start and just take anything that goes tall.
Yes, like we saw, anyone who watched the last match, Gar took out a Thrawn yellow 30 HP base off the back of a large Lurking Type Phantom with various pilots and XP and other things on it. I think it's going to be really hard to reproduce that against Han, which, for anyone who's not familiar with this deck, I just picked it up myself. Incredibly fun to play, especially next set with the plot cards. Because if you aren't familiar with this ability while they're getting set up, I can explain it. Han Pilot lets you flip and then you can ready any number of resources equal to the number of odd costed units and upgrades. Specifically, if it only flips as an upgrade, as a pilot only, not as a unit. But it's a powerful ability where if Han, that deck is I think one of the fastest in the format, and these flip turns are going to be quite explosive. So this is it could be a quick one.
Yep, it'll basically be who able to out-tempo and out-race, and I'm seeing a No Good To Me Dead, which will be huge once that Han flips, because there's not much action cheating on the flip right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get tapped down and stop a lot of damage. Han will have Sanctuary Shuttle, Bamboozle, outmaneuver potentially. So it really will just be a tap fest and who's able to just push that damage. 25 to 27 HP is not a huge difference, but Han it does flip a turn earlier.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think that 6 to play for Gar is putting him at maybe a initial disadvantage. It does have 2 more HP, but his ability is no longer active. It's only a start of game effect. So that Target Town ability base, which is a one-time use, and that does 3 damage to a damaged unit, which lets a lot of tempo and or early board advantage for Han there. And decent start for both. I think Han got their dream, double 1-drop, which is pretty likely in that deck. If you run at least 15 1-drops, I believe I was working on the math myself. It's upwards of 85% plus chance of getting that after Mulligan. So,
Yep,
but
it
yeah,
looks like double Sanctuary Shuttle too, which is going to be really tough for Guard here.
Oh, that's a great call. That card also is a brutal card, which with the coordinate online when it has 3 units total on the field, it can capture a 3 cost or less unit. And there goes that Inferno Force swinging. So I think Gar possibly playing around the shuttle because putting a pilot on the Inferno Force would be yep, there goes the capture. So a pilot would have been almost game-ending mistake. Or not mistake, but the shuttle counters it pretty well. So all right. What's that we got? A Shin Hati. Then Han swings the base. 3 damage.
Yep, and both leaders now will effectively be saying +1 to all their units that are swinging, but Guards will hit all units on board. Han will be once per round.
Oh, exactly.
But Han is now showing, what's that, 5 damage to 5 damage. It's pretty much an equal race. So Han has to push through to 27.
Yeah, we're racing, folks. We got, ground versus space here. And like Carlos was just saying, both leaders are providing some damage boosts. Who's going to win the race? Let's find out. And we got some resource decision here. It's one of my favorite things about this game is the resource mechanic. Put any cards down as a resource. Really makes every turn very fluid. That you have to then, every time you draw two cards, you reevaluate what's my worst card in hand, or what card do I not need.
Oh, there we go. And that's a huge action cheat.
Well, what is that? That a snapshot reflexes?
Yep, so that's going to push, I believe it was 6 damage to base, and now Han can't even answer it. Seeing the ability, so that's now going to push 3 more to base.
Oof. That is a big push, and Hans, only has a 25 HP. And again, I mentioned that Tarkin Town, it's not active right now. There's no damage units on Gar's side. Those shields really kind of counteracting that base.
Yep, definitely. And we are seeing the Sanctuary Shuttle, but now the issue is, do you drop the shuttle and then just get whacked by the 7th Fleet Defender to free units, or do you just take that little bit more damage, just guarantee that space control here?
And we're racing. We got some one-drop swing in the base. Who are you favoring in this race right now, Carlos? I guess Han's not used any of his core resources yet, so maybe it's a little bit too soon, but what do you think?
A single surprise strike starts changing the math a lot, and here we go.
Oh,
Jam Comms is gonna rip those events where they would have been good to free units. And after the
yeah,
shuttle, and Gar is gonna be down pretty significant amount of damage.
yeah. Oh, because it has the shuttle can capture either of these units, so like that pilot that Gar has, if they play it, then that's just nope, just gonna happen right now. Yep.
Yep.
I like it. That shuttle's insane tempo and value and board control, right?
Also opting to take the 2 more damage from the Shin to just guarantee the space control over here.
Right. Starting the 5 resource turn. This is the crucial turn, folks. This is when Han Solo is going to be able to deploy. And if you're Han, you definitely want to flip onto the space, one of those 4, yes, 4 ready space units that Han has. And it looks like Gar is, has to try to race, but I mean, it is not definitely that one-sided, but there goes Bolshek Pilot, which lets you discard 2 cards and then draw any of them that were odd costed, which in this deck, I can, without knowing Joe's deck, I can tell you probably the only even card in there is C3PO. So the odds, pun unintended this time, are pretty good that you get 2 card draw off that Bolshek Pilot.
And here we go. Evan just dropping another big shielded unit, so now he should have 2 action lethal. So Joe really has to make sure he does this math right to be able to
Mm.
win this race.
Yeah, let's see if I can do the math quick too, because I'm just started playing this deck myself. There's 9 on out of 27, so that's what 18 left. And we're showing 4, 5, 6 plus 3 for Han Pilot, plus 1 for Bolshek Pilot. Is that 10? So no lethal probably this round, right? But this is actually pretty tight. It looks like a huge advantage for Han, but if you look at the math and look at the board, there's it's pretty tight. Like, the thing that's the one disadvantage of the Han deck is it does have kind of like the Vader pilot deck, not the best action economy sometimes.
Yep, he did reveal a pose, so if he kept that on hand, that is going to help the math swing all his space,
Mm.
then just drop a Poe. Now Evan's forced to either spend an action to deal with it or just get hit by 8+ damage.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing some math right now, which, yep. That's my least favorite thing about playing aggro decks is the amount of math you have to do can be pretty crazy. I think people who don't play aggro might underestimate it. I think it's just brain dead, turn card sideways decks, but I really think there's, it's like you have feel like in aggro decks you have the smallest margin of error, and there you call it, Carlos. There's the Poe unit. That is a great card from Shadows of the Galaxy, and it's threatening a 1 action lethal here from Joe. So let's see what Evan can do.
I am not seeing any
Oh,
Poe from Joe, though, so let's see what happens. Could just be going through
yeah.
his resource over there looking for hotshot blasters or anything.
Yeah, let's see. Kaniak mentioned a little while ago in the chat, is Asteroid Sanctuary too slow in Gar? I mean, that's when the exhaustion gives a shield. That'd be exhaust effect would be great right now to slow down this Poe, because then I think actually it'd still be one action behind. Because is that two action lethal for Han if Poe goes down? Because you've got 5 from one shuttle and 3 from the other. Looks like yeah, Evan's going through his outs. I'm not sure what he's need even an outmaneuver. If he's running it, is not going to do it.
Yeah, it's a really tough situation. That Poe just threatens a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's a great card. 5 cost 6/6 with one of the most busted on attack abilities, probably the entire game, I would say, where you can discard up to 3 cards, which you don't really want to do. But this time you get to choose up 0 to 3 of these options between doing 2 damage to a base or unit, discarding your opponent's card, or discarding an upgrade. Like 3 great things that sometimes you want to do all 3. So that's game 1, folks. We're going to game 2, and yeah, just a tough race. Like I said before the match started, this is gonna be a fast one. I don't even know how many it's been. What, 10 minutes? We're already going to game 2. So, yeah, I think Surprise Strike will be a couple short. So, um,
Yeah, we are just seeing the issue with these bases that are less than 30 HP is that allowed this Poe to have the one action lethal. The Tarkenton isn't usable in
mm,
this matchup, so what it also comes down to is Gar's pumps more than Han flipping a turn earlier, which is pushing damage, and changing it from a 2 action lethal to a 1 action lethal. Because that's what
right.
matters in Star Wars Unlimited more than other card games is the back and forth mechanic.
hmm And I love it. That's for me. It's like I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but what draws me, like that drew me to the game initially, but what's keeping me in the game and why I'm so loving it so much really is like the core mechanics of the game, like the back and forth action, like that core structure. To me is like I don't know about anyone else, but my attention span can be so bad sometimes where if I'm playing like I used to play Hearthstone, for example, and like your opponent ropes you, you're just sitting there like, yeah, I'm gonna think about my play and what they're gonna do, but like it's a lot of waiting in my opinion, or can be. Maybe that's not as bad with other physical games, but I just love being able to be so engaged in a game where it's like you could have a whole plan A for a whole turn, and then your opponent does one thing you didn't expect, and that's out the window, right? You got to be able to adjust on the fly, and it also makes it, I think, incredibly difficult to play this game perfectly every single action over an entire day and tournament, right?
Oh, definitely. Like sometimes it could just be one slight sequence of not doing this over this first is the difference between a win or
hmm
loss.
And a win or loss can be a difference between a top 8 or a miss the cut or a day 1 or day 2. Um, the ring margins are pretty thin for mistakes in this game. And to me, I don't know about you, Carlos. That makes it exciting. To play a game like that where it's like easy to play but hard to master. I think is the classic slogan, right?
Yep, definitely. It's like also creates a lot of ways to improve yourself. Lots to learn from every matchup. Sometimes it's just cool. Now I just have to do this slightly differently and it's good.
Yeah, like I just think like even the most like seemingly brain dead decks in this game, like still you can master and do insanely well. Like I think one great example is like the Vader Pilot Yellow, post like Force Throw ban, which I think really struggled into this new meta. Even partly at Galactics, but I think especially at post ban, it seemed to struggle more. And then you see players like Matthew Jacobino who like nearly top 8 Portland and top 8 Worlds. Like I think this kind of game, like I think people underestimate decks sometimes, but like player skill it's obviously there's a lot of luck involved. Player skill is a huge thing. Um, and that's why I will keep coming back and keep playing, and every game is different. So I guess we'll keep stalling. Looks like they're resourcing up for game 2. We got Joe on Hunt for Target Town is the 1 game lead. I'm not sure if we can get that overly updated or not, but actually I should be able to. Let me see here. Um,
Yep. An outmaneuver would be huge. I'm seeing a couple of people mention in the comments. And also Sanction Shuttle is just a really tough card when you're racing like this, especially for an upgrade deck, because even if you for your shielded units, they're not getting that shield and they're losing that buff.
yep, exactly. And did Gar have no turn 1 play? Is that what just happened? Uh-oh. That is not good. That's not what Gar wants to see. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Uh, I'm looking at the delayed screen. But yeah, that happened, right? There's no turn one play. I'm really delayed. Sorry, folks. Again, rookie commentator here. Got some learning pains for sure. But I'm looking at the right screen now. Catch me up, Carlos. What did I miss?
No, I didn't see any turn one. It just looks like Han's got his double one drop. Oh, and a swoop down
Oh,
is going to be huge. Taking out that shield, reducing the damage essentially twice because it's going to defeat that shield, debuff, and then debuff again. So I'm not even sure this ship is taking all that much damage.
yeah. I have to do the math. I think I had to reread that card a couple times when I started playing it. So it's currently a 2 attack. Yeah, I can take out it trade. It takes it out and still lives, right? What happened? Is he taking it back? I'm a little confused. I didn't see quite what
Sure.
happened, but um,
I believe it gives Saboteur.
yeah,
So it should have been able to go through the shield. Maybe he just
yeah, maybe.
decided he'd rather push out board and just race now that he's up.
Yeah, I think that's something that you have to balance with Han is like your swoop downs are nice. You can get some nice trades, but they're also not getting that damage to base. So I think. Yeah, I think that's just a decision that this game does have legal takebacks, where if you have no new information after taking an action, like say you do it and immediately want to take it back, that is legal. But say you if you drew cards, you could not take it back. That's new information. But looks like that's what happened here. Instead of taking out the trade, doing the trade with swoop down, we see that card out of turncoat, that 1 cost 2/3 space unit there. I agree with this because I think as Han, you won the race last game. I think you want to race again, even if it's a nice trade, and instead. Um, Oh, thank you, Joe. He corrects us. Hidden third sister.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
see, hidden is that is a mechanic in this game where you cannot be attacked the turn you're played. So I'm glad the players caught that because that would have been yeah. Looks like they just walked it back, and I think we're proceeding on to the far resource turn. Looks like Gars is resourcing here.
Yep, but I also do see another Sanctuary Shuttle, I believe, and he still has a swoop down, so Han could
Oof.
essentially just clear board once again.
Yeah, I do think this is when the Han gets that double one drop, and then the Boshek, I think it was a Boshek pilot, right? Or is it a Han pilot?
I believe that was a Boshek.
Yeah, like when he draws cards, like I kind of mentioned in the beginning, this deck can run out of gas, but it has those card draw engines to keep it going. So, all right, yeah, we see Shinhadi swinging 5 to base. Han activates his ability to reveal the top card. Gets in essence it's a 3 at cost, which is an odd number, and he gets to swing with the 1 cost unit and get +1. So they're just confirming the math there to put him to 7 damage on base, 20 health remaining for Gar, 20 health for Han. Again, we got a race here, folks. It's Formula One, but Star Wars Unlimited edition. And who's going to be Ford? Who's going to be Ferrari? I guess that's not Formula One, but I just watched that movie. Great movie. Anyone who's seen that, I finally watched it the other day.
Yeah, it looks like Ava just contemplating how much he wants to control space here versus just slam more big things.
Yeah, I think it's fair to take your time, and these especially these matchups are so quick. Like you're such a few actions, and yeah, we see a waylay to bounce the Y wing there, the Republic Y wing, and discard the upgrade. I think that's a great play. Because notably, it takes 2 odd costed units and upgrades off of the board for Han, which is part of his flip ability next turn. So I like that one.
Yep, and now it looks like Joe's just gonna opt to
Yeah.
just control board here, which is gonna be tough.
Which there's the making sure it's a 3 cost or less. I believe it's I can feel some emotion in the way he tossed that back, and I'm right there with you. And that's how I feel whenever that card's played against. One of those cards, love playing it, hate playing against it. Right? Like that's
Shuttle is so
brutal.
aggressive, and this Greedo trigger is not gonna be able to hit these
So
space if he just swoop down here.
everyone pay attention because this Han deck is not going away. This is not some off meta, sleeper deck. It's just like us, taking this that might take this down. It's gonna get even better with those plot cards next set because you can do some crazy stuff. I've been playing it myself on and it's yeah. but their margin for error is so thin because each individual action in the first 4 turns is very, very important. So let's see
Yep,
what Gar's got here.
not seeing too much gas in Han's
Ooh,
end. Hopefully they're looking for a Cassian from the row, I'd imagine.
it's a great call out. The casting that can come ready and swing for 3. So yeah, now that this is what you love to see as a Han player. You love to see your opponent tap out on the flip turn, so you could just do whatever you want and know there's no interaction. So I almost would, if I was Gar here, like just maybe do a couple passes, maybe just like do a slight mind game of like make your opponent think for a second. Like if you make them think you might have something, like say you bluff that you have like upgrade removal or entrench, for example, in the blue deck. Um, I think they could not guarantee you possibly if he's all he got, maybe all he has is Boba Fett and like it's all you can do. It doesn't feel great, but you got to do your plays. You got to play your lines. 'Cause now Han here
Yep.
goes crazy. Yeah, look at just dumping his hand, playing one drop after one drop, which is death by 1,000 cuts here for Gar Saxon.
But importantly, we do know Gar has been holding on to his outmaneuver. He could have just wanted to get his turn over with, take initiative so he can slam this right at the start, and it's going to prevent a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be enough though, because this is you
There
called it, Carlos. The Cassian Andor from Shadows of the Galaxy, some of smuggling out from the shadows, swinging the base for 3. That's 7 damage left from Gar Saxon, 20 health left for the Han for Tarkentown pilot, and yeah, even that maneuver, it's gonna take I think 2 outmaneuvers at least, right, to slow this down and catch up. I think. So yep, there it goes. That's exhausts everything. That's a great start. Yep, no, it stays there. But then I think if Cassian swings to 23, yes, that is one action lethal from that Han piloted ship there. So this is still a really tough spot for Gar, despite this saving grace of outmaneuver.
Yep, and they can do a lot of damage, especially with their flip, but I'm not sure. I'm seeing too many upgrades to change those numbers all too much.
Yeah, I see
Now,
a
I know
Han
the blue
pilot.
red would be huge here, but I don't see it.
Yeah, Han pilot means that any ship is going to be one action lethal next turn. So that way, any ship except for I guess the the mining guild tie and the Y wing. So this is gonna be really tough. Oh, he just plays it out. Yeah. It also is threatening lethal on ground. This is
Yep,
really tough. When Han, this deck is again, everyone should be taking notes because this deck is here to stay in set 6, Secrets of the Power, which comes out in I believe 3 short weeks. Or is it 4? I don't have a calendar. That's the handshake. That's it, folks. Joe, our host here, Unit Monster, maybe got some advantage. Who knows? No, I'm just kidding. No collusion here. Jokes aside, folks. No, well played by both players. Joe got what he needed to rush down that Gar, and still a great run by Evan getting to the finals. And yeah,
yep. Just a really tough matchup, especially when you don't see the answers you want to see. And no turn 1 play within the bot means you're kind of just
yeah.
looking.
Thanks for the reminder, Carlos. Like that. We're playing card games. We're not playing chess here, folks. And you got to sometimes you got to raise your hands and be like, "Hey, it's not my day." That happens. It's part of the cards. That's personally why I play. I think it's exciting that you'll. It's not just about who played the best. It's you got to get lucky too. Not add some excitement to my opinion. Whew. Any final words, Carlos, before we sign off here? What do you think? What are your any quick thoughts about set 6? How are you feeling about the game right now?
I think we're in a much better spot. I know people were worried that certain decks were going to take over, but we've seen a pretty open meta, similar to how last set regionals and late PQs were.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, it carries over into next set. We're not just going to see 1 to 2 decks dominate before an emergency ban again.
Yeah, and we'll find out. They have an OP stream planned for the October 29th in like just what 11 days from now. So I'm curious to tune in. I was hoping for PQ announcements, regional championship announcements, those kind of things. Because I don't know about you, I love his game, can't get enough. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. This has been a showdown in Platteville, Wisconsin. I've been Alex Krez. You can click. I'll put in the chat. And I just started a YouTube channel. I might have some folks joining me. Maybe this guy here, Carlos, might be joining me in some content, but we'll see. But yeah, Carlos, you want to take us out?
Yeah, no, thanks for having us. Hopefully we'll be doing some more streams here. I know Unitmont's really planning to stream more locals and everything. And we'll have a variety of casters, just pretty much anyone also in the Wisconsin Discord. Feel free to hop in, practice commentating, just hang out, watching games.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Carlos. Thanks everyone for watching. Y'all, everyone have a great Saturday. Take care. And signing out.
There we go, Mike. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. And we are done.